I move to the US Rotunda, right underneath the Capitol dome, and I see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people streaming in from every which direction. My name is Saul Loeb. I'm a photographer here in Washington, D.C. for AFP, where I've been working since 2007. On that day, January 6, 2021, I was assigned by AFP to cover the events happening on Capitol Hill. For about a month earlier, we knew that that day might get a little bit crazy, as the then current US President, Donald Trump, had been talking about stop the steal and how he was going to prevent the US Congress from certifying the election. I never expected what would happen. So I went inside, found my position inside the House chamber. They started doing the roll call of the states, and some of the Republicans started to try to prevent the certification. They were objecting to the votes. The House chamber broke for the session, and we all exited out of the chamber. I left, I went back to filing workspace on the other side of the Capitol and started sending my pictures. As I was working to edit my pictures, I could start to hear screams and shouts, and then the building alarm started to go off. So as a photographer, I want to know what's going on. So I come across about 10 to 15 protesters, and I see them facing off with Capitol Police. And so I start to take as many pictures as I can. I'm thinking, okay, this is it. I found the spot. I found what's going to be the story of the day. As I'm doing that, I'm starting to realize the story is much bigger than what I'm seeing right in front of me. And so from there, I move to the US Rotunda, right underneath the Capitol dome, and I see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people streaming in from every which direction. At this point, I just can't believe what I'm seeing. This is surreal. It's like straight out of a movie. Eventually, I see people going into the office space of Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. This is supposed to be a very secure space, and what I find is it's just shocking. There's people sitting at her desks. They're rummaging through the drawers. They're trying to get into her computers. They're looking at her bookcases. Just everything, closets everywhere. And so I worked through her office space. I ended up in a back office where this guy just walks in, sits down, put his feet up. And that's the photo that I think a lot of people have seen from that day now. I think it sort of showed how serious what was happening in the Capitol. As soon as I took the picture, I sent it out to my editors. There was so little information, so little visual information coming out of the building that day, that the ability for AFP to send the pictures out as it was happening and for people to see that and recognize what was going on inside the building, I think that was incredibly important. And at this point, I sort of realized, okay, this situation is starting to get a little out of control. I have plenty of pictures to show what has happened, and now I want to prioritize my personal safety. And so I team up with another photographer. We ended up barricading ourselves in an office. I'm there for a couple of hours until a team of Capitol Police SWAT team comes through to try to escort us out of there and take us back somewhere else in the building for safety. And then a couple hours later, in the middle of the morning, the next day, January 7th, Congress officially certifies that Joe Biden is the winner. He got the most electoral votes, and he will be the next president of the United States, no matter what Donald Trump tried to do that day to stop the certification.